fourth meeting of the regular season. Guelph has won two of the last 3 games between these two sides. Barrie, although, did take the last matchup in early July, but here tonight.
So far this year, but if they can win here tonight, they would tie them in that win column with 19 wins apiece. It's huge, especially for the games upcoming here for the Guelph Royals.
Kenise Ejo will lead things off here for the Baycats. Edgar Garcia getting the nod for the Guelph Royals here tonight as the first pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. We are underway at 7:09. Glad to have you with us here on this Wednesday night, a rare Wednesday home game for Guelph as that one's fouled back. Of course, this is the makeup game for Arena we had a few weeks ago. Only the third makeup game. Only 3 makeup games have been needed so far here at Hastings Stadium. Had a little bit better luck than some of the other teams in the CBL in that respect.
Yeah, majority of them have been due to the smokeout that happened
Yes.
just a couple weeks ago. Other than that, it's been pretty solid weather all season long for the Royals.
Big swing and a miss from Ejo for strike number 2. Garcia gets set, the 1-2. That one misses inside. Okay, Garcia making his 9th appearance of the season, his 8th start. A 3-3 record, an 8.20 ERA, 37 1/3 he's gone through so far. As that one misses, just drops below the knees, puts the count full here on Ejo. Williams. Glad to see JD back in the lineup. He missed some extended time. He was able to come back into the game last night.
Right fielder, number 23, Clayton Keys.
As Clayton Keys will step in for the Baycats here. Keys hitting .317 on the year. It'll be Ejo, Keys, Cyprian, Rio, and then Macabrota, Francisco Hernandez, Noah Hull, Adam Ott, and Brandon Hernandez, 1 through 9 for the Baycats this evening. And misses way outside. And we're going to have some technical difficulties that we have to sort through as this night progresses. Nearly tore my bicep trying to put up a center field. Garcia gets set, the 1-2, that one misses upstairs. Garcia gets set, the 1-2, that one misses upstairs. Garcia's last start came in Welland. Got roughed up in that one. The 2-2, and that is going to be ball 3. The appeal over to first. First base umpire says, nope, he's clean. And Garcia in that last appearance went 5 innings in Welland on July 23rd. Gave up 10 runs off of 11 hits, only struck out a pair. That Jackfish team, boy. Especially in the last 5 or 6 games, as that one's going to get through the hole, a base hit. And Keys is on with a 1-out single.
Yeah, Welland have kind of pulled themselves away as the odds-on favorite right now to finish first place. They've been terrific. 313 runs scored for the Jackfish. They're the only team currently that sit over 300, let alone over 250. As the next closest is the Hamilton Cardinals at 247.
Well, they got helped big time on Sunday in Kitchener, but I'd rather not revisit that game. Here's Wandy Cyprian. Throw over to first, not in time. Garcia gets set, the 0-1. That one sent high and into right field, I should say. And over to make the catch for the out is Ryan DeSantos. DeSantos playing right field here tonight. Usually you see him out in left, but he's out in right tonight. Patterson is out in left field tonight for Guelph. Patterson, Williams, DeSantos from left to right on the defense. Nate Ochoa is the third baseman, the newcomer. Anthony Gilbert and Miguel Geraldo, the middle infielders, as usual. At set, that one's laced down the line, foul.
It's got to be a good feeling, defensively when you have guys like Dos Santos and Patterson that they're so interchangeable. You can play them really anywhere in the outfield. We've seen Patterson in right, center field as well. We've seen Dos Santos in the corners. We know he can also play corner infield if ever needed.
The runner's going to go, but Rio pops this one up. It's in foul ground, playable perhaps. And over in front of the bench, Maskai got right in front. He was already out of play and wasn't able to make that grab. That is a very dangerous area.
Yeah, he almost ran right into those bleachers, and I think that was kind of the conversation he had with Ward there was just, hey, let me know the bleachers are coming up there. He almost got his shins taken out, which is never a fun feeling.
Well, that'll keep Rio alive, but also it puts Keys back on first because he was right off on the pitch. Gives you an indication on what the strategy might be here for the Baycats, where they might want to be a little bit more aggressive on the base path tonight. Rio swings and misses for strike 3. First strikeout of the ball game, and that wraps up the top half of the first, as the Royals will come up on the other side. You're watching Royals TV. No score here at Hastings.
Everyone dreams of being great. Only a select.
A machine to help you. A machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light. It's balanced. So you can pick your pitch. It's balanced. So you can pick your pitch.
Welcome back inside Hastings Stadium. Home half of the first inning, the Royals and the Baycats. Mark Perry alongside Zach Benoit. It'll be Ryan DeSantos to lead things off here for the Royals, as they will take on Juan Benitez here for the Baycats. Juan Benitez coming into today's game, his 9th appearance of the season. He's gone through 39 innings of work. A 6.23 ERA on the year. Statistically, his worst of the 6 seasons he has played in, at least when it comes to ERA, is DeSantos is going to foul that one back. 21 strikeouts to 6 walks for Benitez this season.
Yeah, Juan Benitez has always been one of those arms for the Barrie Baycats that has been so reliable, a 2-time All-Star. He was a part of that 2024 championship squad as well.
That'll go across.
Weren't working for him, and he'd be the first one to tell you that. But he's gotten his bat turned. He's gotten his bat turned around. He's come back from the foot injury, and his eye's starting to get improve again at the plate. He's back up there at the top of the league in walks.
That's going to go across for a strike, and doesn't take him long.
Yeah, it's impressive to watch. It's just he continuously builds and fights at the plate, and he's back up there getting on base a lot for this Guelph Royals team.
And what I really like about this as well is I feel like he was challenged probably in the late stages of June coming into the month of July, where Dino Ramel was telling him, hey, start to get on base a little bit more, especially when you started to see him, in the 5-6 hole. He was batting 7th at one point in the year as well, and now finally back up in the leadoff position. That one's going to be sent foul by Anthony Gilbert. It'll be DeSantos, Gilbert, Geraldo, Maskai, Takamatsu, Ochoa, J.D. Williams, Matthew Ward, and Ashton Patterson, 1 through 9 here for the Royals.
Yeah, really ever since the calendar kind of flipped to July, he's been swinging a pretty hot bat.
That one's popped up, shallow right field, and it's going to drop. Base hit for Anthony Gilbert. And we have said that quite a bit this season. Anthony Gilbert just racking up the hits as this season has progressed.
Your second baseman.
Yeah, this middle infield duo of Gilbert and Geraldo has been so good really all year long, and they bat behind one another in the lineup as well, so it doesn't get any easier. I was just looking at the on-base streak that Dos Santos has started since the calendar flipped to June, dating all the way back to July 2nd. He's currently on an 11.
0-2. That one misses at 0-2. That one misses at the knees. And Guelph coming into today with an 18-13 record, won 6 of their last 10. As that one's going to be sent out of play. When you think about the last 10 games for all the teams across the league, I mean, you're starting to see a little bit more of that separation between the haves and the have-nots. Everybody in a playoff position, above 500 their last 10. Everybody below it, minus Toronto, who's 5-5 in their last 10, below 500 in their last 10 games. As that one's sent into left center. That one's going to drop right to the wall it goes. Circling around is DeSantos. He's going to come in to score to open the scoring here for Guelph. RBI double for Miguel Geraldo. He's done it again.
Well, that's why he leads this team in RBIs. Miguel Geraldo has been so good since coming to the Royals. That's RBI number 28, hit number 41 on the season here for Geraldo.
Just great stuff from the former Toronto Blue Jays farmhand. And this will bring up Victor Maskai. Maskai swings through that one.
That also puts Geraldo in double digits now for doubles. That's his 10th double of the season.
The 0-1, swing and a miss. You talk about guys with on-base streaks. How about Victor Maskai? 23 straight games he has gotten on base.
Benitez, so he relays some information there to Garrett Takamatsu.
So Takamatsu with 1 out. Hitting .371 on the year is the former league MVP. That'll go in for strike 1. Right on over to Brandon Hernandez, who bobbles it, throw into first, and that's going to get in time, but a run's going to come in to score to make it 2-0.
Again, that's kind of the job that Tack wants to do, is just cash in that run by any means necessary. Obviously, almost gets on base there after the bobble at short, but still happy with the run coming across.
So 2-0 the score. The Royals with the lead. And first pitch will be taken inside for Ochoa for strike number 1. His second game, big 6'4", 225-pounder out of Burlington. That one's going to go across for a strike.
He drafted straight out of high school, Notre Dame High School up here in Burlington. And he was inside in the Nationals farm system for the last couple of years.
And that's strike 3, and Ochoa can't believe it. It paints the outside edge. You can just see the expression on his face as that's going to end the inning. But the Royals put 2 on the board.
2 runs.
Welcome back inside Hastings Stadium in Guelph. 2-0 Royals. It'll be Nolan Macabrota, Francisco Hernandez, and Noah Hull due up here for the Baycats. Trail this game 2-0. 4th meeting of the regular season between these two, I would imagine, playoff-bound teams, but a lot can change in the next month or so. Guelph sitting at 18-13. They are 7 games up on Brantford for the final playoff spot. There's a swing and a miss by Macabrota.
Well, it's also a big moment in the Guelph Royals schedule coming up. I was talking about it last night with Max at the time, just saying, you know, they're playing London tonight. They ended up winning that game. Tonight, they're playing Barrie. If you're able to take those 2 games, you go into a stretch where you play Brantford and Kitchener 4 times combined in your next 5. And if you want to continue that stretch downwards, after that, you go and play Chatham-Kent, Brantford. You have all these kind of different matchups. You can really propel yourself up that ranking.
That one misses upstairs. Didn't go around, did Macabrota. And I notice in there, too, you have a few meetings still with the Hamilton Cardinals. Swinging a miss by Francisco for strike 1. And it's just an interesting playoff picture just because there's only 3.5 games that separate first from 5th. You get through a weekend where you go on a big stretch and the teams above you kind of go the opposite way. Those standings switch in a quick hurry.
Well, you want to circle a very important game coming up this week. You got Hamilton and Barrie.
That's definitely going to be interesting. Was that Thursday?
That's Thursday, yep.
Off the hill. Over for 1. Over for 2, and he sky mails it. It goes out of play. They'll get Macabrota over at second base, but Francisco Hernandez is going to get in to scoring position here on the errant throw. Man, handcuffed Anthony Gilbert there for a moment, but I think
Left fielder number 28, Noah Hull.
so bring up Noah Hull. And he'll just foul that one back.
Hull out in left field here today, but going back to that play there, you know, if you're the infield and the defense here, he's able to just do a really good job of just tagging up.
Third baseman number 26, Adam Odd.
So here comes Adam Odd. Hernandez will come in to score to make it 2-1.
Just been a very tough inning defensively here for Miguel Geraldo. He made the error on the throw, on the double play turn in there. It looked like he wanted to play it off of the big bounce. And it's one of those plays where it's a 50-50 ball where if you go and attack it on the big hop initially, before it comes down, you're risking it getting by you. You played on that late one, you have to rush all your mechanics, and he plays on the late one, rushes everything, and it looked like the ball slips out of his hand as he's coming to transfer.
This will set things up for Brandon Hernandez at the bottom of the order. It skips underneath, and going over to second is odd. They're not going to have a play, and that'll put another runner in scoring position. And that's just one of those small plays that get you a free 90 feet.
If you're Garcia here, just focus on getting the batter. Don't worry about the runner. He's induced good soft contact this inning here to some of the batters. Keep attacking.
The 1-0 is going to miss downstairs. Brandon hitting .337 on the season. He came off the bench in the victory over Kitchener on the 25th. The 2-0, swing and a miss. Previous to that, only played on July 10th, so good to see him back in action with a little bit more consistency. As he calls for time. My book is updated. The 2-1 is going to go across for a strike.
Yeah, just wanted to mention a really good battle back there by Edgar Garcia. Again, started the count here 2-0. Battled back to even things up 2-2.
Chopper right to Gilbert. Waits patiently. That one's going to paint the outside edge for a strike. Good to see Mr. Left Turns Only back in the lineup as the Royals look to push to solidify a playoff spot. And not just solidifies their outfield a little bit more too, Zach, where JD comes in. It's a little bit more depth that they have to work with. Misses upstairs, 2-2.
And you look how the outfield was looking before. They had Tag Galler here, and he gets moved on. He goes up to the Frontier League. He actually joins his brother Harley up there in Quebec.
I heard he's all right.
Yeah.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. JD's going to go down. But again, you have JD, you have DeSantos, you have Leader. You have Patterson, who you'd like to see him pick things up a little bit more with the bat and kind of get back to where he was earlier on in the season, because he was on quite the hot streak. But you'll take his defense at the same time, too. That hasn't gone away by any means.
You just like to see when competition is being brewed between, players for positions, and it's kind of what they have in the outfield now.
Well, with the infield pretty much solidified, the 1-1. Did he go around? No, he did not. Still with a little bit of depth. I mean, you got your middle infield that's been there all season long in Geraldo and Gilbert, who were all-stars in those positions. Maskai over at first. You can flip in Franklin Torres at second if you want to, as that one's popped up. Ejo tracking it, and he'll make the catch, and there's 2 away. You have the left side of the infield where, Matthew Ward can switch over to third base. You have Ochoa, you bring him in as well. Like, there's depth, there's pieces to play with, and some good defense that really goes along with it. But there's a lot of certainty, I think, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and the best part is, you have Garrett Takamatsu playing designated hitter. He can also go play first base whenever you want to say give Victor Maskai a day off, give him a DH role. Those guys can kind of flip-flop there.
Ashton Patterson, the 1-1. That one's going to miss on the inside. The 2-1. One misses upstairs. Patterson hitting .234 on the season. 138 here in the month of July. As Patterson's going to call for time here. And even the on base. He was hitting just 167 in May, but his on base was at 538. The on base drops to 340 as there's a walk for Patterson. That's going to put up the on base for him here in the month of July, sitting at 216 on the year.
And what helps in that situation is now you flip it back to the top of the order, and a guy who's been getting on base at a good pace yet again in Dos Santos, and who's right behind him? Your power bats, Anthony Gilbert.
Dos Santos walked his last time up. So he'll take for strike 1. One ball, one strike. Dos Santos came around to score after walking. And that'll drop in there for a strike. You're not seeing as much heat from Benitez, but the accuracy is still there. He's been really dropping stuff in with the off speed, especially in this at-bat. The runner's going to
The center fielder.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Top of the order due up here for the Barrie Baycats, who trail this one 2-1. Heading into the third inning of play, Ejo, Keys, and Cyprian due up here for the Cats. That's going to paint the outside edge for strike one.
What a season that Kenise Ejo has been putting together. Mentioned it last time that Barrie was in town. Ejo, he posted he has a comeback series post on his Instagram, and if you haven't seen, I highly suggest following it. He kind of just goes into the day of a life of a ball player. You know, his story about how he left Barrie a couple of seasons ago, missed last year, came back this year.
That one's gloved down by Edgar Garcia over to first to complete the out. Maybe that'll be on the next highlight reel for Kenise Ejo. Can't teach that kind of accuracy.
Number 23.
Put a good swing on it there. It's just, you know, Garcia, good height on the mound as well. Just stuck up the arm, was able to grab it.
Should let you know tonight's umpires. Mike Guthrow is calling the balls and strikes in behind home plate. He is the crew chief. The 0-2 is going to miss on the outside.
Garcia's kind of pumping in that fastball here today. Has good pop there on the mound.
Keys. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Keys. Here it comes, upstairs. A smoking gun from that one, too. You can see the smoke as it hit the glove. The 3-2, Chopper gets to it.
Looks like that got a Peace Award.
Looks like he'll be all right. Keys immediately checks on him. Good sportsmanship.
Yeah, those are never fun.
No. Keys into his 26th game of the year. Played in 27 games with Hamilton back in 2023. That was his season high for appearances.
I don't know what it is that you just sent me here, partner. I'm really glad you did, because this is fascinating to read some of these numbers.
Cole Dupuis, shout out. You know exactly what I sent him.
That is amazing.
The 3-2, that one's going to miss downstairs for ball 4, and Keys will take the base. So Clayton Keys will get on board here with 1 away. And that'll bring up Wandy Cyprian, who's 0 for 1.
Wandy Cyprian.
Just above belt level. Chopper right to Gilbert. Gets it on the hop for 1. For 2, he got him. The inning-ending double play. As we will head to the home half.
For Barrie. Shortstop, number 27.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium. Home half of the third. Glad to have you with us, wherever you may be. The 0-2, that one's going to be smacked foul. As the kids go running after that one. Gilbert 1 for 1, a single back in the first. And another ball will go out of play. Off a tree and back into play. Looked like it was a close play over at first, but just in the nick of time, Francisco Hernandez gets that ball over.
Number 15.
Hustling it all the way down there was Gilbert, but like you said, just, a hair there.
So bring up Miguel Geraldo. Fouls that one back. It goes in on the hands of Geraldo. It was an inside pitch, but decided to swing at it anyway. Just barely getting a piece of it.
That's what we kind of seen out of Geraldo in that first at-bat. It looked like Benitez was kind of jamming him on the inside. But then he was able to get the hands in and turn on one into the left center gap.
That one's going to be fouled back again. Well, Geraldo has been sublime this season. Here comes the 0-2. That one misses upstairs. Just a good eye from Geraldo there.
Been primarily a pull hitter so far this season. 50% of the time, usually just getting the ball over there to left.
It's going to drop into the dirt. Well, sometimes that's all you need. Put it into the right spot. Might get yourself some extra bases out of it.
There have been two teams that have been holding him in check, though. The Welland Jackfish are one, and then this very team, the Barrie Baycats.
The 2-2. Brandon Hernandez on the two-hopper over to first in time, and that'll retire Geraldo. And that'll bring up Victor Mascai.
First baseman, number 18, Victor Mascai.
And I've always been interested about, the traditions and the superstitions of batters.
To still kind of cover every corner. You line your back foot up with how far your bat extends to the back of the box from the tip of the home plate.
The 1-1. It's going to miss on the inside.
Like with Mascai, it's been feast or famine. It's either he's hitting the ball really hard, really far, or it's the strikeout numbers are rising. But, we're starting to see him have more kind of professional at-bats, really lanking out these at-bats against pitchers.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Fourth strikeout for Juan Benitez. And we are through three here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. The Royals, though, with a 2-1 lead. Answered with a run in the second by the Baycats. That's where we stand right now. Answered with a run in the second by the Baycats. That's where we stand right now. Rio struck out his last time up. Garcia, the delivery to the plate. There's a big swing. But Rio not able to make connections with it. One of two games happening across the CBL tonight. This one involving two teams in the playoff picture. The other one happening between two teams outside the playoff picture. Brantford trailing Toronto 5-0. As the Maple Leafs doing the job on the Red Sox early on at Christie Pitts.
Yeah, Yasiel Puig just extended the home run race. He's recaptured first place.
Is that 12 now?
12 now on the year for Puig.
Macabroda will take one inside. Well, I know when we had Thomas West on the CBL changeup before the season started, we kind of joked around about what the over-under would be for home runs for Yasiel Puig on the year. As that one smacked high and deep. This one's got distance all the way back and over. Did he get it? That's a home run for Nolan Macabroda, just barely getting it over the fence in deep left center, and we are tied at 2.
Looked like Macabroda, he just kind of reached out for that, but he has so much power that he pushes it right to that corner, and it's just able to get over the fence.
How are you doing, Nolan Macabroda? That was put right where we had our center field camera for a little bit.
Right where I was standing for about 2 hours.
Well, Macabroda answers with the dinger, his 6th of the season. Hernandez chops at it, right on over to Gilbert, over to first in time by about 5 steps. And Francisco Hernandez will be the second out of the inning. Hull's had a phenomenal season, despite the fact he's hitting. Hull's had a phenomenal season, despite the fact he's hitting in the 7 hole. You wouldn't know it based on the stats that he has. Hitting .328 on the year. The 1-1. That one paints the outside edge, 1 and 2. You know, .328 average, a .421 on base, the OPS above 1. 6 home runs for Hull this season. And there's strike 3, paints the inside. Hull can't believe it. As he communicates quickly there with Mike Guthrow, and that'll do it. To the home half of the 4th we go. We are tied at 2 here at Hastings.
You'd expect it to be sailing over the head of Keys there.
So here's Nate Ochoa, who was struck out his last time up. One of the deadline deals. That one is chopped on over to Odd. Over to first, and that one is going to get by. Did that one hit Donnie Fell? He had to get out of the way as that one misses Macabroda. And advancing over to second is Ochoa.
I was going to say, you can really say Donnie fell. And he got up pretty quick, too. I mean, he had some moves over there by the first base coach.
He'd be good in dodgeball.
Quick and nimble. You can see him running right there on the right side of your screen. Look at that. Good hustle, good form. Best part was about the play, he got up and put the helmet right back on.
It's a trooper. So Ochoa now in scoring position. That one misses upstairs. And it's going to be an error charged to the first baseman in Macabroda. That's going to go across for a strike.
Interesting. You think that would go down in the air in the shortstop?
I would imagine so.
the throw.
Well, it was odd on the throw.
Or excuse me, third baseman.
The 1-1. Chopper. Grabbed there by Brandon Hernandez. Throw on over to first in time. That'll be the second out as JD is retired. Well, if there's anything for this Baycats team this season that they would like to improve on, it is the errors. And more specifically,
Start of the year, they were really struggling defensively, and it was kind of something we took note of. You know, Miguel, start of the year, they were really struggling defensively, and it was kind of something we took note of. You know, Miguel Geraldo, not to single him out or anything like that, because it was kind of everybody was just struggling with errors at the start of the year, but Geraldo, his turnaround has been sensational.
that'll go across for a strike.
It's a lot of new players figuring out a new field. I think that was kind of the main factor of it. And again, I'll use Geraldo as the example. He figured everything out. He's looked like a stellar defender over there at second.
He really has. The 2-2. Smacked high down the line. It's going to go foul.
We also noticed it yesterday in the game for Ochoa at third. You know, his first game here at Hastings. He had to kind of learn the tough way about how the bounces go off the grass. And it's just a learning curve that everybody has to go through at some point in the season, whether it be the very start or whether it be halfway through. You know, you always got to learn those curves of how the field plays.
The 2-2. That one's sent high into right field. It's got distance. It's going back, and it is going to be a ground rule double for Matthew Ward, and a run's going to come in to score.
That's a real good piece of hitting there by Ward. He shortens up the swing, is able to go the other way, and he gets a real good piece of it off the barrel there to drive in the run. Also want to say, you know, I was walking back from center field, and I was able to catch, you know, Ward catching Garcia in the bullpen. And I want to say, I looked over at Ward and said, hey, Ward, have a good game.
Yeah.
So
that was all you.
That was all me.
Yeah.
Appreciate you making me look good there, Matthew.
Yeah, he's on the board here with a ground rule double and drives in a run. And that'll bring up Ashton Patterson as the Royals take a 3-2 lead. That'll paint the outside edge for a strike. Chopper, this is going to stay in play. Francisco Hernandez gets it on it. The order we go for Ryan DeSantos. The order we go for Ryan DeSantos. He'll take one right down Broadway for a strike. That'll go in there for a strike as well, as a little bit more heat on that one from Benitez. Chance here for the Royals, smelling a little bit of blood here in the fourth. And that's going to be strike three. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. DeSantos goes down, and that will be strikeout number 6 for Juan Benitez as we are through 4 here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. The Royals with the 4-2 lead.
Everyone dreams of being great. Only a select few can be iconic. But only one is chosen. Introducing the Chosen One from Rawlings. The all-new one-piece composite iteration of the top-rated and established Icon BB Core bat.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Odd 1 for 1. He hit a single back in the second. That'll miss on the outside as Edgar Garcia just trying to paint that edge. On 1 swing and a miss. Odd got a good hack in there, but not able to make contact.
Garcia has been efficient tonight, sitting around 56 pitches here.
Right around where you want to be. As Odd flares that one high into center field. JD goes for it, and he'll make the catch. Now, as we always talk about, kind of want to see 12 to 15 pitches per inning on average to have some of those lengthier starts.
Shortstop number 11.
And right now into the 5th inning, Garcia hitting 60. Right around that mark. So not too bad for the former major leaguer. This is Brandon Hernandez, who's 0 for 1. That one's taken upstairs. Hernandez grounding out to the shortstop his last time up. The 2-1 is also going to miss inside. It's Garcia trying to work the quadrants here. In this at-bat, he's gone a little bit outside. This time he goes inside. Where is he going to go this time? Right down the middle. Chopper, that's a fair ball, and Meskai will get to the bag in time to record the outs.
And again, it's just really good, efficient pitching here for Edgar Garcia, who's coming off a really rough game his last time against the Welland Jackfish, his worst one of the season. This here against Barrie, this is a game you need and you hope to kind of build on going towards the playoffs, going towards the late stretch here of the regular season. And, if this team is going to go far, this is a guy that's going to need to kind of be one of their key pieces.
And historically, he's pitched well against Barrie.
Well, last time he pitched against Barrie, June 27th.
The 1-0 is going to miss inside. Ejo a fly out and a ground out here in this game. That'll go in there for a strike.
Ejo 0 for 2 so far on the day. He flew out to center field and he grounded out on a really hard line drive back to the pitcher, Garcia. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball high and inside, missing. Three 3-1 here against the Barrie Baycats leadoff man. 2 outs in the inning. Garcia been efficient as stated. Trying to work through 5. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball that catches the corner for strike 2. Full count here to Ejo. Great comeback season that he has had here. He swings through it here for strike 3. Edgar Garcia continuing to work here. He's through 5. It's the Guelph Royals on top, 4-2 against the Barrie Baycats. You're watching Royals TV. Welcome back here to Hastings Stadium. Bottom half of the 5th inning coming up. It'll be Gilbert, Geraldo, and Maskai due up here. Gilbert first pitch swinging, fouls it off straight back. 1 for 2 on the day here is the Royals shortstop. Pitch there by Benitez, misses low and away. Gilbert lifts this center field. Ejo has to trail in, and that's going to drop. Anthony Gilbert continues to swing a red-hot bat. His second hit of the ball game. He's 2 for 3.
Your second baseman, number 15, Miguel Geraldo.
Well, good to see from Anthony Gilbert, who just stays red hot. And you just think about where he's putting these baseballs in this game, Zach. You know, it's hard hit, but just dropping them into the sweet spots would probably be good at the game of Battleship. That one is going to go across for a strike on Miguel Geraldo. To say before Maskai rudely interrupted me is that when he's been on, he's been getting a lot of swing and misses. He's been getting the strikeouts. But 4 runs on the board. The hits are starting to come here for the Royals a little bit more often, and now we're going to have a mound visit.
That also extends Victor Mascai's hit streak right there to 10 straight games.
Yeah, he has been unbelievable. And I think with that single, I would imagine as a byproduct of those first 2 at-bats, what the 2 strikeouts tell me is that he's seeing a lot of pitches from Benitez. He's finding out what the sequencing is. He's finding out, okay, where is he putting it?
If my math is correct, I believe that's 24 straight games for Victor Mascai getting on base. And if that's the case, that dates all the way back to his debut.
As here is Garrett Takamatsu with runners on the corners and 1 away. This time is going to be called, and I feel like Mascai gets, kind of under the radar just compared to obviously what Geraldo has brought as of late, and especially what Gilbert's been able to do since coming into Guelph.
Yeah, a lot of people talked about, and me especially, talking about Gilbert's hit streak that he had, the 19 wild swing like that. And that just that's product of good pitching, good sequencing by Juan Benitez. He kind of jammed up Tack to start, and then he expands his zone with that breaking ball.
Well, here is Nate Ochoa, reached on an error his last time up. I would attribute it to a throwing error, but the error was charged. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. We go to the 6th inning, and I feel like this has been a theme across the CBL, Zach, where a lot of pitchers, a lot of starters have been going 5 innings, just enough to get a decision, and then they're getting pulled out for the bullpen, and we're seeing that more here tonight as Brandon Deans takes over for Edgar Garcia.
Yeah, and Edgar Garcia, he was cruising, really, it looked like, through the first couple of innings, but it could also just be a factor of, you're starting to get third time through the order here. Guys have seen Garcia. He's been known to kind of have that blow up so far this year. So, you have a very well-rested bullpen, thankfully, because of what Elvin Lear...
That'll be a base hit for Clayton Keys, as nobody's able to get to it in the Bermuda Triangle. 3 Royals go for it.
Catcher number 21.
But it just gets one of 2 games happening across the CBL. We are into the 6th inning here. The other game, which I believe started at the exact same time.
7:30.
7:30, okay. That one's still though, bottom 2nd in Toronto.
A lot of offense in that game over at the pits.
Yeah, 7-2 lead, bases loaded.
Mr. Thomas West on the call there.
Yes, indeed. I need to get hair like him.
You should see him play defense at second base.
Oh.
Yeah, me and him are men's league baseball.
What are you?
Oh, pitcher.
Pitcher? Okay.
Or first base, but pitcher mainly.
Lil Otani?
No. I wish.
Right over to Ochoa. throw over to first to complete the out. Ochoa with a good read over at third base. Gets it on just a single hop, but Keys will go over to second.
And good communication there. I believe it was Muskai that was calling out the play, just saying, come to 1-1-1. Ochoa hears that, and he launches a strike over there to Victor.
And that's what you like to see from the hot corner there. Just a good arm, accurate arm, get it over in a hurry. As here is Ryan Rio, who's 0 for 2. Oh, and misses on the outside. Rio a strikeout and a flyout. Hitting .247 on the season. Be sent way foul. Be sent way foul. He had the single that was erased in the second inning. And other than that, a single here, a single there, the walk in the third. A good efficient night, as you mentioned, for Edgar Garcia. Here comes the 2-2. Oh, and misses upstairs.
Elevated there with the fastball, tried to just get Rio to expand. And wouldn't shock me if we see Deans here go back to that fastball in the outside half.
To try to take it away from that power. Tries it again, throw into third, and he's safe. And Rio trots on over to first. And that'll put runners on the corners.
That was a close play over there at third.
Didn't miss by much. Getting the glove down was Ochoa. And it looks like Keys is going to be all right.
Yeah, it just looks like he's bringing out that right hand a little bit.
You do like the jump from Keys. He got a good read on Deans, and you saw Deans worrying about him a little bit. He checked him a couple of times in that last at-bat. And here's Nolan McAbrota. The go-ahead run. He has a home run on this game. As Dean's continuing to pitch outside.
These are a couple arm-high fastballs and outside fastballs we're seeing here with Dean. And Dean's just not finishing down on that pitch. We know he...
Just good on Mike Guthrow to get that baseball back over to Deans. That'll give Ward some time to shake it off.
Yeah, Ward, he's taking a little bit of a beating here today. But granted, he does it every day. I think he's the only player so far on the team that has actually appeared in every single ball game so far this year. Yeah, he's at 31. The next closest are Dos Santos and Geraldo sitting at 29. But Matthew Ward is a workhorse.
And plays all different positions. Missing outside. Has only played a select couple over at third after Franklin Torres came into the lineup to give him a little bit of a break, a little bit of a reprieve, because otherwise he's been behind home plate. That is not easy. And that one's going to get by the line. It goes foul, despite the fact it goes right on over the head of Keys. He had to get out of the way of that one in a hurry.
And I think it's interesting, just before that pitch was thrown, we saw Dino come out of the dugout and signal to the outfielders, shift oppo. He was signaling to Patterson and Williams. We saw McAbrota. He went opposite field with the home run in his first plate appearance, or in his last plate appearance.
And deep into left center is where that ball went. The 2-2. Another one sent foul.
Good answer back here for Deans after that walk to Rio. Again, he started the batter off a couple of those arm-high fastballs, but he's made the adjustment, went back high again, but over the plate, got called strike one. And then right there, you kind of go right back into the hands of McAbrody. He's been seeing everything away, and you jam him up with a fastball, and he's able to get the barrel or the handle to it there.
The 2-2 trying again. Right to Gilbert. Over for 1, over for 2, and he got him. A tailor-made double play to wrap up the inning. To the home half of the 6th we go. Royals still up 4-2.
To be the best, you've got to bring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced. So you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
The Hastings Stadium in Guelph.
Your center fielder.
Mark Perry alongside Zach Benoit as we go into the home half of this 6th inning, and a new pitcher coming into the ball game. Out is Juan Benitez. In comes the newcomer and Ronnie Rosario. As that'll be strike 1. Rosario, his 2nd appearance since signing, just a few days before the transaction deadline. That's going to go in for a strike on JD. Bottom of the order here for the Royals.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot more of the players that have come off that transaction deadline making appearances here.
Throwing over to first in time, and that'll be a 6-3 putout. Well, and that's the thing. When we get into this stage of the season, it's all about getting your minimum appearances in, your innings in, for your batters, making sure you're getting your plate appearances in. You want to qualify for the postseason. You don't want to be on the outside looking in when it comes to being on the roster.
Especially when it comes to, you want to be able to join this new format of a postseason that's happening. It's a very different thing than what we're used to seeing in previous years.
That'll miss on the outside for Matthew Ward. Hit a ground rule double his last time up.
Yeah, did a good job hitting that opposite field, shortened up the swing, and really just pushed it that way.
Yeah, again, it'll be the 4th and 5th seed meeting in a single game playoff at the home of the 4th seeded team. Winner will play whoever wins the pennant.
Ashton Patterson.
And then 7 appearances.
Ashton Patterson.
And then 7 appearances and 14 innings if you're a pitcher. I believe that's the math.
I was going to say, good on you if you know that, because I don't fully know that.
I was right. 7 and 14 for pitchers, 32 plate appearances. Andy Leader is on deck for the Royals as he's going to take over for Ryan DeSantos. This is Ashton Patterson in the batter's box. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. There's a big swing, and that'll do it for Patterson. So he strikes out for the first time tonight.
Now pinch hitting your right
As
fielder,
here comes Andy
number
Leader.
11, Andy Leader.
Rosario coming into the CBL with extensive experience. So a lot of time in the minors. That's going to go across for a strike.
Seen a lot of double barrel action happening down there in the Guelph Royals bullpen. Looks like Claudio Custodio is one of the arms. And I believe the other one is Glaven Pineda.
Just trying to get guys warm.
14-2 in the bottom of the second. Yasiel Puig just cleared the bases with a 3 RBI double.
That's going to be a strike on Andy and just continues to roll, does Yasiel Puig. Just what a game that is turning into. That one misses on the outside. A stage where you're really just playing for bragging rights at this stage when you look at the standings. Although, with a lot of games left, you never know. Rosario, the 2-2. Another one fouled back as Andy has been seeing a whole lot of the repertoire. Takes it there. And I really like this at-bat from Andy.
Yeah, he's working Rosario right here. Again, like you said, he's been swinging at some tough pitches to foul off and stay alive. And then right there, he does a good job of just, spitting on a really good off-speed.
Ward over on first, and that's going to hit Andy in the back as it gets away from Rosario. And that'll put Leader on board with 2 away.
Quite painful way to reach base, but he does it, and he'll get on there with a smile.
Anthony Gilbert.
And to Anthony Gilbert we go, who's 2 for 3. And this is an opportunity here for Guelph. You're up by 2. You have a couple of runners on. Your hottest bat of the night is at the plate. This is the time where you can start blowing this thing open. That'll paint the outside edge for a strike.
Again, I mentioned it last night. These are 2 huge games, the London and Barrie games for the side of the Royals. If you're able to, again, hold on to this one, try to kick the doors open like you said, Mark, you're looking at a really good spot in your next 5 games. Again, 2 of them or 4 of them being against
Spot for the last few weeks, but if they can start piling some wins together, it'll do something well for them, as Gilbert's going to flare one to Francisco Hernandez, and that'll be the 3rd out. So a couple of runners get on, but not able to score them. Still 4-2 Royals as we head to the 7th.
No run.
To the 7th we go here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Francisco Hernandez, Noah Hull, Adam Odd due up
Leading off for Barrie. Second
here
baseman,
for
number
the
0.
Barrie Baycats, who trail this one by a score of 4-2. Mark Perry alongside Zach Benoit. Glad to have you aboard.
We've got the ice cream truck pulling up here.
Excuse me?
Didn't hear the jingle?
I did not hear the jingle. I'm here for Guelph, as that one's going to be sent foul. Francisco, one of the two to score a run here for the Royals tonight, or for the Baycats tonight. Scored back in the second, reached on an error, and then came around. Swing and a miss.
Strikeouts. It was a clean inning for him. He's faced 50 batters, and he's struck out 18 of them.
That's pretty good.
Pretty consistent numbers.
Here's Noah Hull, who's 0 for 2. Big hack from Hull there for strike one. Both teams with 5 hits on the night. Well, the Royals have cashed in 4. Pineda deals the 0-1, missing upstairs. Trying to go outside this time. Staring down the barrel. Pineda getting set. Here it comes. Held off. They appealed over to third, and he said he didn't go around, and the fans don't like it.
Best part about being just behind the bleachers, you can hear everything.
Well, it's the echo. I think it's the steel. The steel of these old grandstands. Odd, 1 for 2. Takes one on the outside. Guy on first base, that is Noah Hull. As he walked just a moment ago. Pineda looking down. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. That was a big hack from Adam Odd. He wanted to smack that one onto Kathleen Street.
And Pineda kind of reached back a little bit more. Got a little extra behind it.
An opportunity here to get the strikeout. Pineda will deal. Gets it for strike 3. Big K for Pineda, and there's 2 away here in the 7th.
Glaven Pineda, again, just showing dominance. He's been one of the best relievers since entering in the CBL, and he's just continuing to do it here and against good competition as well. Last night, clean hitting against the London Majors. Tonight, only 1 has reached so far, but 2 strikeouts.
This will bring up Brandon Hernandez, who's 0 for 2. Pineda resets himself. And that's going to go in for a strike. This is an issue that just popped up within the last 24 hours. It's unbelievable.
I think we've had a counter going on. What is it?
Oh, I think there's more drops than pitches. As there's strike 3 to retire Brandon Hernandez as we head into stretch time here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. The Royals with a 4-2 lead. Welcome back inside Hastings Stadium in Guelph, home half of the 7th. Miguel Geraldo, Victor Mascai, and Garrett Takamatsu due up here for the Royals, who continue to lead this one 4-2. As he gets way out of the way, tied at 2. Missing on the outside there did Rosario. Geraldo, 1 for 3, a double back in the first.
So this is interesting. This is happening off camera at the moment, but there's a meeting going on the bench right now for the Royals. It's actually Franklin Torres and Matthew Ward. And you can see that Torres is kind of just discussing with Ward ways to kind of transition the ball better to get a runner out. And it's just, they're having a real in-depth conversation about it right now.
That's going to miss for ball 4. Now we'll see how that plays out in the tail end of this one. And I know if I'm Matthew Ward, I am soaking in all of that knowledge.
Victor Mascai.
Victor Mascai, 1 for 3.
You know the Royals are just waiting for Victor Mascai, the power to pop. It's kind of what we saw with Garrett Takamatsu at the start of the year, where he was just hitting the ball, getting on base, doing that. We know the power's in there. It just hasn't come yet. Kind of in the same story for Mascai. We're waiting for it to explode.
Knocks that one high into center field. It's got distance all the way back, and that one is gone. There it is, right on cue. Victor Mascai with a 2-run bomb to deep center, and it's 6-2 Guelph.
Well, I mentioned it. We're waiting for that home run power to pop, and it does right there. Victor Mascai right on cue. Sends a ball opposite field, and it's just a beautiful swing.
Having a 4-run lead.
Yeah, most definitely. It kind of just goes into that knowledge of, okay, you know, when there's a guy on base, this is how you should be. This is kind of the transition point you should have. And now you have a little bit more of a gap. You can kind of go into the conversation of, we can experiment some things.
Here's Nate Ochoa, who lined one right to the center fielder his last time up. That'll go up for a strike, and Ochoa didn't look like he liked that one too much.
This is another guy here for the Guelph Royals who everyone has been talking about his power numbers. His first day of BP yesterday, I talked with a couple of players, and they were just saying he was just mashing the ball all over the field. He's still trying to get his footing in here. Again, the biggest thing of adjustments from, minor league umpires to the CBL, it's just the zone. The zone's a little bit bigger here. You're not used to that if you are, a hitter coming from a minor league system.
Rosario gets the sign from Cyprian. Here comes the 2-1. That's going to drop in there, a dime for a strike.
Backdoor to breaking ball there, and that's always going to tie up a right-handed hitter.
Ochoa, the only time he's reached base, that was in the 4th. He reached on an error. That's going to miss on the outside. Trying to frame that one was Cyprian, but not getting the call. You can see he was just really trying to pull that one into the strike zone, but a little bit too much heat. Who is 0 for 3. Oh, and misses on the outside. A strikeout and a pair of grounders for Williams here tonight.
Really unfortunate timing for Williams when he went down with the injury. I mean, he was a guy that was starting to heat up. His bat was starting to come around after a really slow start to the season. And, Dino was caught talking about it, saying, like, he's a guy that's important to us. We want him to get going. So when he went down and missed a couple of those games, now back here, he needs to kind of find everything again.
The runner's going to go, swing and a miss, throw into second base, and he's in there safely. Good swipe there by Francisco Hernandez, but just a good job by Ochoa to get down.
Ochoa 6'4", and you can kind of see it, long legs. He's able to take really long strides there, and he swipes the bag with ease. It was funny when he was initially listed. He was listed at 6'7". But
can you imagine?
Obviously 6'4" is what he is listed here.
That's still a big boy. That's going to miss inside. Just very lanky 6'4". At least from our view up here.
He's tall down there too. You
Yes.
walk by him as a tall individual.
2-1. He's dancing over at second. That's going to miss on the outside.
All right, JD, one spot. Let's
Let's all go to Cole.
Oscar Moretta will take over for Ronnie Rosario. Runners on first and second with one away. Here's home runs
Wow.
for Yasiel Puig this season. Well, again, joked around with Thomas West on the CBL changeup before the season. We wondered what that over-under was going to be. He said the over-under was going to be 21.5. That's what he set it at.
It's up to 13 now.
Still got a month to go as that one's launched high and deep into center field, and getting underneath that one is Canisijo. That'll advance a runner, but that's going to be the second out.
Yeah, it's another good piece of hitting by Matthew Ward. That time he just misses the barrel. You can kind of hear it off the crack of the bat, but again, just good swings in this ballgame from Ward, and definitely something he can build on going forward.
So bring up Ashton Patterson. He struck out in the last inning. When we talk about the big innings in the CBL all season long, this is the big one here for Guelph. They've already got 2 on the board, as that one sent deep into right field and right in front of the warning track to make the catch. Looks like that might actually be Brendan Daly out there, out and right. We're through 7 here at Hastings. Royals with a 6-2 lead. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Into the 8th inning we go here on a Wednesday night. To the top of the order, Ejo, Daly, and Cyprian due up here for the Baycats, and they will have to take on the former MVP in Claudio Custodio. Smacked high, deep into right center. DeSantos gets underneath it, and he'll make the catch.
Leader.
That is Leader out there.
I got you, partner.
Thank you. So Leader with the catch, 1 away. Just imagine having Claudio Custodio in your bullpen.
Well, he looked, again, phenomenal last night. He only gave up 1 hit in an inning of work. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. He faced 6 batters. 2 runs came in, but they were unearned. And Claudio, I mean, it's short of fantastic yet again.
Here's Brendan Daly. Takes one on the outside edge for a strike.
Again, these next couple of games, it's most likely to be coming out of the bullpen for Claudio. They want to build his arm back up to what it was in years prior.
And you go back to that 2022 season, just unbelievable stuff. Getting a full season in here in Guelph and just tore up the league.
Yeah, we've seen some dominant pitching performances, but that was by far maybe one of the best.
That one misses on the outside.
My favorite part is after that, he went into the playoffs, appeared in 4 games, 20 innings pitched to an ERA of 1.35. Gave up 3 earned runs in 20 innings of work.
Wow. The 2-1, that one misses upstairs.
He's also batting in those playoffs as well. 13 plate appearances, had 3 hits, 231 average. But it's one
You can qualify him as a hitter and still get him out there to pitch in the playoffs if you wanted to. He's got that capability. We saw that happen a couple of times where he was the DH for a couple of games and got a whole lot of plate appearances out of it. Really gave Dino some options. The 3-2, that's going to miss inside for ball 4.
looked like a solid pitch on the inside half there, just didn't get the call, was Claudio.
Catcher number 21, Wandy Cyprian.
And whoever's been hitting in the 2-hole here tonight between Keys and Daly, they have reached every single time they've been at the plate. We're through the 4th time around the order here for the Baycats, who continue to trail this one 6-2. Swing and getting a piece of it, but not enough for strike one. Wandy Cyprian 0 for 3. He grounded in. He'll set up outside. That one misses in. You can just see the positioning here of Ward. Daly takes his lead over at first. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Claudio gets the K. And there's 2 away here in the 8th.
That sequencing is just truly remarkable stuff. He goes up in the count 0-2. What does he do the next pitch there to Cyprian? Jams him inside with the fastball. Cyprian, he's all tight now. He's looking at something inside. Claudio comes back with a breaking ball that just falls off the edge of the world, and it gets Cyprian a chase outside.
2 away now here for Ryan Rio. That's going to miss inside. And this is a big battle here between Custodio and Rio. You know, those two have been battling over the last number of years. Missing upstairs this time does Claudio.
Former teammates back in 2017.
They know each other pretty well. It's going to miss outside. So that's right, Claudio was a former Baycat back in the day.
Scary. Trying to do something similar here, keep away from the power zone. He has been going the opposite way. He hit the home run earlier in the ball game on a pitch blown away.
Swing and a miss again, strike 2. Under a full moon here tonight.
First day of that phase.
Yes.
We were at the waxing gibbous for the last couple of days. Today, the 29th, officially the first day of the full moon.
Quite the astronomer.
I might.
A man of many talents.
Was telling Max last night. Me and Mr. West for the Maple Leafs time to time do moon segments.
Might have to introduce you to my friend Orbax. He's the interstellar expert at the University of Guelph. Stargazing has a monthly feature on YouTube and on guelphtoday.com. That one misses upstairs.
Again, if you were to take a deep dive into the sequencing that Claudio Custodio is doing, I mean, it's really just remarkable stuff.
See what he's got here. 2-2, the payoff. Chopper. Grab that by Geraldo, get it over to second, and that'll get the force out. And that'll do it. 6-2 remains the score as we go to break here at Hastings. Still with that 4-run lead. That one misses inside. Similar location, but this time gets the call for a strike. Barrie, by the way, as we've touched on before, they will be back in action just 24 hours from now. They'll be at home to Hamilton for a 7:38 first pitch. The 1-1, another one inside. Now, how about that? It's a back-to-back. It's a home-and-home Thursday, Friday against the Cardinals. Barrie and Hamilton, with where they are in the standings, those are two massive matchups. As Leader mashes that one into left field, Noah Hull looking for it, tracking it, and he'll make the catch.
Fighting a little bit of wind, but also just the sky there was Hall able to make the grab. You talk about that back-to-back. I think best case scenario for the Guelph Royals fans is them splitting that series. Because again, Guelph wins tonight. They're technically tied with the win percentage with the Hamilton Cardinals. You know, if Hamilton are able to beat Barrie, that brings Barrie closer to Hamilton and Guelph. And then if Barrie beats Hamilton the day after, I mean, they're all kind of tied up in a little group there. And the question of, you know, possibly getting to London.
Well, we're going to hold on that in just a moment because that's going a long way to the deepest part of the field, and it gets to the wall. Anthony Gilbert laces that one to the 397 sign, and he is 3 for 5. That's out of the ballpark in every other ballpark in this league.
Yeah, hits it 395 like you said. What a swing, what a piece there by Gilbert. Again, he's so fun to watch, just all around electric player, and does it yet again, another golden swing.
As we bring up Miguel Herald, the 1-1, swing and a miss. And we touched on Barrie's schedule. I mean, Guelph's schedule, we've touched on it already. Quite the interesting next number of games for them to start the month of August.
They're getting hot right now at the right time. These are two huge games you're taking against two opponents above you. Now you just got to go take care of business against the teams in the Panthers and the Red Sox in the next 4 out of 5.
Muskai gets teed up. Yeah, that's a big second out. Yeah, Brantford, Kitchener, Hamilton, Brantford, Kitchener. A game against Welland on the 8th of August here at Hastings Stadium.
That game could be really fun because come that time, you know, we could be talking about Guelph up there possibly in second place, possibly in third place. Again, it kind of just depends on what happens with these other games and in between. But they've taken care of business for the two harder games in their schedule upcoming.
Here's Garrett Takamatsu, who's facing a 0-1 count. Took a first pitch strike. He's 1 for 4. Sends that one foul.
Yeah, the Royals have been playing a lot of baseball again because all these games that are being rescheduled. They played yesterday, they played today, they play Friday, Saturday, then they go Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday next week. It's going to be a very long, long week for the Royals playing baseball.
Yeah, just a month left in the regular season. 4 weeks to go. The 0-2 is going to miss way outside. And I was kind of doing the math on this as well. Welland and London are the two teams that have played the most games this year at 32. They still got to play 16 games in the next month to wrap up the season. You know, that's roughly 1 game for every 2 days. That just tells you where we are with the amount of rainouts. As that is going to do it for Garrett Takamatsu. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. To the ninth we go. It's a 4-run lead for the Royals, and Kevin Escorcia comes in to finish this one off for the Guelph Royals.
Yeah, Scorsia has been terrific the last little bit, and he's currently riding one of the longer streaks here in the CBL of scoreless streaks. He's gone 5 straight games. His teammate Glavin Pineda just extended his up to 6 now. But again, truly remarkable stuff out of Kevin Escorcia. We always look at his numbers, and the ERA just really doesn't explain how good he's actually been here for the side of the Guelph Royals.
He'll take on Francisco Hernandez, Noah Hull, and Adam Ott here in the ninth, as that's going to go in there for a strike.
Picked up his 5th save of the season last time out against the London Majors. But again, his ERA sits at 4.96, but all of that really stems from the game we're in Welland in his debut, where he allowed 5 runs in the 1 inning. You take that away, he's only given up, I believe it's 6 earned runs in 19 innings.
Just fantastic stuff from Escorcia. That's why you pick him up to be at the tail end of your bullpen. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3.
Been terrific as well in the bullpen.
Pitching wins you championships. And they got the pitching staff that can do some damage. That's going to go in for a strike.
That's not even talking about the starting pitching they have, too. Edgar Garcia, probably one of the better outings he's had this season. Elvin Liriano has been, absolute money since being acquired.
That's in for strike 3. Baycats down to their final outs. And it's Adam Ott who represents the last chance for the Barrie Baycats to stay in this one. Escorcia deals. That one is going to be put into left center, a base hit. And that'll keep the wheels turning for the visitors.
Through 4 2/3 innings, that's only the second hit he's given up here over the last 4 to 5 games.
Here comes Brandon Hernandez, 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Escorcia stares down Ward. That misses upstairs. Infield playing traditional depth. That's going to go in for a strike. He's been getting the call on that outside quite a bit.
He's painted the fastball there twice. The only one that he didn't get was the off-speed. Wouldn't be surprised here, though, if he keeps kind of pinning that off-speed out there as well.
Does it again, but didn't get the call this time. And I think the break is coming in from the break of the baseball, the way it's cutting in. That one, it felt like it was going directly on the outside. The last couple, it just broke in and went out right at the plate. The 2-1. That's in there for a strike.
And again, when Escorcia was acquired, Ryan Eakin mentioned that his off-speed, his slider, might be one of the best pitches in the league, and it really has been.
Fans getting loud here at Hastings. The 7:05 first pitch. 7:05 first pitch. The Kitchener Panthers come to town for the long weekend. Until then, he's Zach. I'm Mark saying so long from Hastings Stadium in Guelph. We'll see you Saturday nights.